Yeah, thanks. You know, as we get closer to Halloween, we've been looking into folklore and places of mystery and all of the great rich history here in the tri-state area. And if you grew up in Warren County, or if you've been in the woods of Warren County, I know you know this place. We're talking about the Peters Cartridge factory along the Little Miami River in Kings Mills. It's got a rich history, but it's also the stuff of legends, right? And it's kind of become this rite of passage for kids who grow up in Warren County to try and sneak in. A lot of people have done it. It's got new ownership, but WCPO digital editor Max Alter has been looking into the history. You've talked to some of these people who break in. They got their senior pictures taken there. Yeah. This place has a draw for a lot of people. What is it about it?
Even like the police that I talked to who grew up here, they all know about like the legends of what happened inside that old gunpowder factory. Lots of people have died in there. No one really knows how many or what happened. They know there have been explosions because making ammunition, especially 100 years ago, was very dangerous.
I mean, so much so that it shattered windows in northern Kentucky once, right?
There was an explosion. So there are two factories that used to exist in that area. One is actually on the land where Kings Island is now, but it was the King Powder Factory, which is the parent company of the Peters Cartridge Factory, which is now still standing in Kings Mills along the Little Miami Bike Trail. But so yeah, there was an explosion in the King Powder Company that shattered windows up to 30 miles away in northern Kentucky. It killed 6 people. It injured about a dozen others. And that was just one of multiple explosions in that area that killed people over the last multiple decades.
Yeah, I mean, rich history there, and now it's just kind of sitting in disrepair, waiting to be redeveloped. Yeah. There's a plan.
Yes.
But you talked to one of the former owners who,
yes,
you know, he said he had to have someone there all the time to stop people from breaking in.
He had an arrangement with the Hamilton Township Police Department over there. Basically, he had like a 24-hour watchman who had a gun, who would be kicking. He said while he owned the place, thousands of people off the property, and that's over like every day there was like 2, 3, 4, 5 people trying to break in. I'm sure that hasn't changed with the new ownership. The new ownership I don't think has as close a relationship with police, but police have told me that one of the new officers who's only been with the department for about 4 months has already been there about 10 times. Some officers are there 10 times a day. So it's not a place that you can go into to trust. This is a private property, but I think it's just so alluring that people really want to try to figure out the history and go in. But it's also kind of dangerous too.
Right. It's an old building. It's fallen apart. What is it that there's pentagrams painted in there. Yeah. It has the look.
Yeah, well, there's actually also a haunted house inside one of the buildings. The former owner told me that at some point, right before his dad purchased the property, someone put a haunted house in there as like an attraction for kids, and then they obviously closed it down. There are some EPA issues there. There's like lead poisoning. So the haunted house, though, the decorations have not moved. They're still in there, and I think that's what attracts a lot of people. It's like, oh, this place looks like a haunted house, and there's actually a haunted house inside of it. But yeah, I want to make it clear people should not be going in there. It is private property and it's very dangerous.
All right, WCPO digital editor Max Alter, thank you so much. It's up right now, WCPO.com/haunted.